What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Elite Football Framework. And in this video today, we are talking about the offensive line position and how we develop, how we execute, and how we elevate our offensive linemen through our program. So make sure you guys are ready to go and tune in so you can understand how we develop them, how we just don't get you guys recruited, but how we get you ready to walk into a program physically ready to go, but most importantly, mentally ready to thrive in the program. All right, so let's get into it. So let's start with the truth, all right? Why are most high school linemen underdeveloped? Why are most high school linemen not ready to step in and play as a freshman, right? I mean, physically, you don't look the part, but some do. But at the end of the day, are we really talking about the technical side of this game? And I think that's what we're leaning towards. And in our experience, that's what has been the number one thing that has kept linemen from getting ready to play as a freshman, or stepping into play as a freshman, as I should say, right? Look, you're not being taught how to recognize defensive fronts. That's one of the things. You know, you're not being able to ID blitzes or oncoming blitzes when you're on that offensive line. And most importantly, I mean, you're not learning how to communicate protections. That's the biggest deal, right? Now, from a physical standpoint, the offensive line position is one of those positions where some guys are just born with the physical gifts earlier than others. Some guys are developed in that. But when we talk about being able to ID fronts, ID blitzes, being able to communicate, those are the things that can be the differentiators when it comes to guys who play and don't play, even though they may not physically be able to have that in certain cases in arenas, right? You got to understand, certain guys are big, but they're raw. And there's a problem with the college coaches are looking for guys who can come in and who can understand the systems right now from day one on the installs. So when we look at the biggest issues with the offensive line today, especially in high school, how can you ID these fronts? How can you ID blitzes? How can you communicate with the offensive line? The skill set will be taught through the program, but understanding the mental aspect of the game is the number one game changer when it comes to playing early in college. All right, so now let's talk about this. Let's talk about the gap between high school and college O-line play, right? So there is a gap when it comes to that. Now, here's where the gap lives. It lives in footwork, hand placement, leverage, and communication. Now, you got to understand that most high school systems, the linemen are just told to block the guy in front of you. You're looking at more of an RPO system to get the snap into the quarterback, ball out quick, right? You're looking at more of quick run game systems. You have a lot of inside zones. You have a lot of counters and traps. But man, when you're just being told to block down or step left, when you're looking, are you just being told just to fan left, fan right in protections? Man, they're teaching you concepts that are very basic, but they're not elevating your level, right? College offensive line play is all about technique under pressure. That's the number one thing that you want to understand. If you don't have a plan with your hands and your feet, you're going to get exposed. You're going to get exposed very, very early. So the next question is how do we fix that? What do we do at PPT that is the game changer to where it helps take your game to another level? And what do we implement within our program to prepare you for that, right? Look, we treat our linemen like pros, and we are super big on the details when it comes to playing the offensive line position. You got to understand that we install real schemes. We install zone scheme, gap scheme, slide, combo pickups. Our guys just don't memorize assignments, memorize, okay, well, you block him to the left, or if he's further out, or if he's the second man off. No, we understand the full concept of playing the offensive line position, right? We have a structure behind how we build the offensive line protections, and we implement that and teach you that. Look, another thing that we do is we do drill work, strike and timing. We have second level movement every single week, and how we get to the second level, combo blocks, deuce blocks, all those different elements that we want to teach our offensive linemen. We break down film just like we're in a college room. So listen, we go fronts, stunts, blitz indicators, and protection adjustments. So now we're not just being a physical component and physical presence on the football field, we're being a mental warrior as well when it comes to understanding the elements. So now you can take what we do in the film room and apply it to what we do on the game field, right? And we put our guys in real situations. This is where our national competition comes in. Our lineman showcases to build chemistry, our national showcase games in the spring to play against elite competition, against other highly recruited competition, in order to give you that real aspect of what it's like at the next level. And everything that we do is designed to mirror the demands of that next level, college and pro sports. All right, so look, man, let's get into it. We have a process and a program that works, but let me give you some real players that we have worked with, that we have helped elevate to the next level within our systems and how we implement them for our players. So Take a look at Tyson Jones. Tyson Jones joined us, no offers. 6'3", 290-pound offensive lineman that had the skill, had elite footwork, athleticism, but was undersized in a lot of coaches' eyes. We developed that skill work, and he came through our national team program. At the end of the 12 weeks, earned an offer to Washburn University. We have another kid named Keithan Smith. Came in with just one offer, left with 5. 6'5", 310-pound monster. And now he's committed to play football at Wayne State University. We also have another kid named Casey Okongwu, who rediscovered his passion. He came to us lost. He came to us as a kid who lost the love of the game for football. But when he got around other like-minded individuals, when he got around other guys that was physically capable to be able to handle him and be on the same plane, it changed his whole perspective, and he found the love again, right? And you're talking about a 6'5", 300-pound beast of an offensive lineman in KC who earned a scholarship offer to Texas Southern University. Or what about Caden Taylor? Super lean, super athletic lineman, one of the most athletic linemen we had come through our program. But he built his technique with us, and now he's signed with Oklahoma Baptist University, right? These aren't just numbers in our program. These are linemen who took ownership of their career, ownership of their development, ownership of their technique, and now their goal of real coaching, their goal of real development has been met, and they earn their spot at the next level. These are real guys with real players who got the real exposure and the development that they needed, and now they're thriving at the college level. All right, so now, why does this matter? And parents, I'm talking specifically to you. Parents, if your son is an offensive lineman, here is what you need to know. Here's the things that are very important, right? Scholarships for linemen are very competitive. Linemen are the most sought after players in recruiting because without a line, you have nothing. Without the protection, you have nothing, right? And coaches aren't just looking for size. They're looking for guys who understand the game. They're looking for elite traits and skill set, guys who move well, guys who communicate like veterans. All those aspects help lead to scholarship offers and help elevate your recruiting. And see, that's what we've built here at PPT. We just don't train, we teach. And I hope you guys have understood that so far through the video. And that's the difference between being on the radar and actually signing your letter of intent to play at the college level. This is why this program matters. We are the difference, and our proven system works time in and time out. All right, so look, here's the deal. Our national team program is not for everybody, right? We're just not accepting any offensive linemen. Look, you got to be able to have the elements, but most importantly, you got to be able to have the mental. That's what we're looking for, especially me as the head coach of this. I am looking for guys who have the dog mentality, but who have childlike ability and want to learn. We only work with serious offensive linemen who are ready for the challenge, ready to be coached hard, ready to be held accountable, and ready to be developed like a college athlete. And if that sounds like you as a parent, if that sounds like you as an athlete, then this is the program for you. This is the program that you've been looking for. And if you're an athlete listening to this and thinking like, man, this is what I need, here is the steps that you need to take in order to move forward with PPT. Click the link below in the description and you'll be able to book a call with us, right? We'll jump on the call, we'll understand your pain points, the things that you want to fix, your weaknesses, your goals, your aspirations, and we will see if you're a good fit for the program, right? Like we said before, we only want serious athletes who are dedicated to the development and committed to the process of what we have, right? But we'll do that, we'll hop on that phone call, and then we'll take the next steps to move forward. This isn't just about getting recruited, guys. It's about getting you ready to play and be effective at the next level, all right? So, if you found this video helpful, if you got a better understanding of what the PPT program is about, man, make sure you guys like and subscribe for more value, more content that will help you progress in your journey to college, all right? Thank you for tuning in to the Elite Football Framework on this episode, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Talk to y'all soon.